Daniel has a younger brother, Andrew, right there, who is married to Alexis there, who have our first grandchild, Soren. But they met while they were in college, and at the time, Alexis's roommate was Paige. And after getting to know Paige better, they thought, you know, I think Daniel and Paige would make a good couple. So they went to Daniel and said, hey, you need to ask her out. And Daniel, your words were, yeah, she is really cute, but I don't think she's my type. So that's all he said, really. So he just kind of went about life, had a job, worked some, but traveled a bunch, and just, you know, anytime he could get off work is what he would do. And then he'd date around some until the dating slump occurred for months. Do you remember how many months that was? It was a long time. But anyway, that one special week, what, you had 3 girls call asking him for a date? 4? Oh, okay. Sorry.
It was 3 in one day, and
Bragger.
one Paige a few days later.
Okay. So yes, thank goodness one was Paige. I think your pheromones were getting desperate and just pumping it out. Yeah, it was. Thank goodness it worked. But anyway, after playing the gigolo for a week and going on all these dates and stuff, so I had to throw that in. Yeah.
With him outside our driveway, Daniel was asking me, oh, do you think it's okay if I still ask Paige on a date? Because I still am going out with this other girl.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, after I don't want to say gigolo. That's not appropriate. But anyway, after being the gigolo for a week, he decided, you know, after going out with Paige, you know, not only is she cute, but she's fun, she's smart. We have a lot of things we like to do together. You know, they love to travel. They love camping, hiking, reading books. You can see the little nerdy book things there, and which is wonderful. You love movies, which you know, and that brings to mind when y'all were first kind of a new couple. This was probably a year and a half ago. We had y'all over at our house, and after dinner, standing around, you may not remember, you just started nerding out over some movie. I don't know what it was. You would say a line, Paige would say a line, and just start carrying on and laughing and carrying on. I think it ended up with Paige doing her famous Tavernero high kick or whatever you do. And when you get excited, you know, I'm not going to try it. It'll hurt. But anyway, that's when I realized, you know, these two kids, they love being with each other, and this might end up being a long-term gig. And so they started dating the fall of 2019 roughly, and here we are today. And so at this point, I get to offer fatherly advice to both of you. So after being married to Donna for 37 plus years, I've come to realize that there are 7 words that are essential, for a successful marriage. They are, yes, dear, you were right, and I'm sorry. That goes to both of you. Yeah, because marriage can be a super fun experience. At times you're going to have ups and downs, and when the disagreements happen, just remember to always communicate. And communication's not just talking, it's also listening. So you should always see things through your spouse's perspective, find ways to serve each other, and never forget those 7 words, which, do you remember them? Yes,
sorry.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's close enough. Did I get a B?
Yes, dear. You were right. Yeah, I'm sorry. So those are very important concepts there. And then just to wrap up, on a slightly more serious note, Donna and I really believe marriage is an institution that's been established by God. It's between 2 people, lifelong commitment, which, unlike the escape room, there is no out. No. It's in our opinion, you're in it for life. So, and we could not be happier to have Paige into our family. And at this point, I would like to propose a toast. You'll see at each table there is a bottle filled with Daniel's favorite liqueur, which is Irish cream. And it's not just any Irish cream. It is Donna's home brew that she's been working on for many hours. But anyway, she's done a good job, got a good recipe going. So just whoever wants to try it, pour you a little glass of it. Or just toast with the beverage of your choice. So
Pour it up.
just everybody get a little snort of it.
Whoever wants
it. I'll have a little bit.
Did you say
Oh,
don't?
he's gonna.
Oh, don't stop.
You might want to shake it a little bit for you.
Yeah, shake it up.
Yeah, it was. They think they shook it. It looked pretty well.
Okay, we're gonna pass it around. All right, y'all get some there.
This is so good.
We'll get some. It is. Let's see. It's heavy cream, half and half. No, whipping cream, half and half.
One for you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not but it's an adult treat.
It looked like it was
I need
mine.
another one.
It's homemade Irish.
Waiting.
In the bottle.
Okay.
It's so cute.
Everybody have a glass?
Perfect.
Going around. Okay. May God bless you two with a long, happy, healthy marriage. And as the Italians say, salute. And as the Irish say, slancha. So, slancha. So cheers.
Or not. It's like syrup.
Whoever else wants to share, have at it. No pressure.
Hey everybody, I'm Braden. A lot of y'all don't know me. I hate talking in front of people. Really despise the sound of my own voice. I've hired this guy to laugh for all my jokes because I'm not funny.
That's true.
I actually do have to get my phone out because I did prepare something to talk about tonight. I know for most of us, we have some knowledge of Daniel. For some of you, you guys might not know that Daniel is all about lists. And sorry, I am trying to catch my breath now because,
Take a big breath.
you know,
I'm excited.
I'm happy to be here. No, so Daniel loves lists, which is, I'm sure, where the things on the table came from. We were making fun of him earlier about that, because I'm sure it was not done for this occasion, right? I mean, this was prepared from a list.
The books themselves were already there, ready for me to pick out and write a short film.
Yeah, exactly.
Top 10 for each year for the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
And then the super top 10 all about the last decade.
it's excellent. So I could literally stand up here for hours and hours and hours and talk about why I love Daniel and how important he's been in my growth as a person, because he's a true friend, and we've had lots of deep conversations over the years about a lot of different things, and I just wanted to focus on something small and fun because he likes lists, right? So he has lists that go from great ideas for stuff that he wants to make with his 3D printer to great inventions that he really should start trying to come up with and patent because he's got great ideas. He has movie quotes and normal quotes on a list that he could go for hours talking about. Sounds like, Paige, you've gotten to collaborate on some of those quotes. Loves movies, has a list about movies and a great ranking system. If you ever want to know about how good a movie is, ask Daniel. He's got the best subjective, objective opinion about whatever movie you want to watch out there. He's got lists for board games. I found out the other day he's got a list for baby names, which, great.
yes.
It is hard to pick baby names. He's got a list for negotiables and non-negotiables, which I'm sure he used for Paige. And I think that's awesome. He's always been about lists. He's always had some kind of list, and if you don't know him really well, is a super intellectual. Always thinks about what his personal opinion is on everything, and will never let somebody, I guess, tell him that his opinion isn't correct without having your own process of that opinion, right? So what I did was I took the liberty of using some of my own limited marriage experience to create a list of lists that Daniel probably could benefit from going forward in his marriage. And so I did 10 because I was thinking most of us probably are old enough to, you know, remember David Letterman and the top 10s, right? So thank goodness we're not young generation, whatever, Z people that don't even know who David Letterman is. So, number 10, you don't have to do the drum roll thing, but was at number 1, maybe, whatever. Anyway, number 10, conversations to avoid with your mother-in-law.
Oh.
So you might want to start, not that he's going to have a whole lot of conversations that he needs to avoid with you, but there's some topics you might want to stay away from. Number 9, chores that are expected for each of you. So you're going to carry in a lot of expectations in your marriage. You probably want to have a conversation about, you know, making a list of things that you do and things that she's going to do. The best, this is number 8, best easy meals for when you're both too exhausted to cook and too lazy to go out. Number, what am I on? 7, right? 7, reasons to get your own place. You might start that. Start that list. I've got some ideas myself on that one. And no offense, I like it. You might find some reasons. Yeah. Number 6, things not to do when your wife is mad. So you might want to start keeping tabs on the things that you shouldn't do whenever she gets mad. Number 5, bucket list quickie destinations. Number 4, I'll just keep on moving. That one didn't land. Number 4, top things Paige asks me to do that may seem insignificant to me but are super important to her. Number 3, things not to get mad at. So there will be lots of things in life that there's no reason to make a mountain out of a molehill, right? People that are married? Yeah. Number 2, reasons to keep pursuing even when it's hard. Bruce did a good job hitting on this a little bit. Like, you got to have a why, because there's going to be some things that are up and down, and you want to have a more deep reason of why you're together than just, hey, she's fun sometimes. And number 1, things that make Paige smile. So that's my list of lists that you can start trying to figure out, right?
Yeah.
And
You
no,
text
but
me those.
seriously, I don't
properly
have anything
record.
to drink, but
There you go.
oh, thanks. Excellent.
Yeah, friends.
Congrats to you both. I'm honored to be your best man. You are a wonderful friend that I am very, very grateful for, and I'm excited for you guys to enjoy this life together and start on this journey with each other. So, cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Get to know your list better.
Arf was a dog name. Well, it's Arphaxad is a crazy like Old Testament name. And I was like, you can call the dog Arf for sure. And he'll be like, Arf! And he'll be like, Arf! And he'll be like, Arf! Arf!
Makes sense to me.
It does.
Alright, I'll go real quick. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Caleb, one of Daniel's 3 roommates. And
But that will continue into marriage.
future roommate, yeah. So Daniel, I'll spend a little time doing more of like a honey roast, because I feel like normally we just roast Daniel at our house. So Daniel's been, I feel like I kind of came in as Braden was doing his own thing. I met Daniel in college, and we got to know each other there. And then, you know, I had moved off and came back and was like, hey, like, Daniel, you should come live with me because you're still living with your parents. and you should not do that anymore.
Thank you.
Yes. So I convinced him to exchange his old roommates with me and Kyle at that point. This was before Chandler and I got married. And Daniel is, as I'm sure all of you know, one of the most unique, like, interesting people that you could possibly meet. It's been such an honor to be around Daniel, to, like, all of Daniel's crazy, between, you know, getting laid off and traveling for like months on end and not buying groceries for over a year, over 2 years. One day I came home and said, the house down the street is for sale. We should buy it together. And he was like, okay, let's do it. And it was a like complete like trash house, and we fixed it all up together. Daniel, who has zero construction experience, was just willing to like, I'll watch a YouTube video for that and figure it out. And then Chandler and I got married, and Daniel was like, yeah, I'll still live with you. That's not weird. And consequently, as he gets married, he's, I guess, convinced Paige to do the same thing. So we're all just some kind of weird. No, but like Braden started to hit on, and I'll continue with, Daniel is one of the most thoughtful people. I don't think Daniel, sometimes to his own detriment, does anything lightly. He thinks through all of his decisions in such a way that he's thinking of not just the immediate, but the long-term effects and what ramifications it's going to have on him and those around him. And so that's kind of why it's, I think, for Paige, such an honor, because, as I said, Daniel can struggle to make decisions. So being on kind of the roommate and friend side, I don't feel like Daniel's ever been like, I don't know, like I've never seen Daniel waffle on this, which is super cool. And then just kind of a story compared to yours. I think there was one night when all of us were in the living room, and Daniel was singing a song, and then Paige sang the next line, and then Daniel sang the next line. And this, like, Daniel's, yeah, Daniel's constantly making noise. Like, he's always like tittering or like humming or doing something. And this was like the first time, because we kind of watched all of him dating other people, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is like I've never seen anyone interact with Daniel like this. So all that to say, it's been an honor to be your friend. It's been an honor to be your business partner, and all of the time and conversations and work that we've done together. So I couldn't ask for a better roommate, friend, and I'm excited that Paige has been convinced to join us all in this. To Daniel and Paige.
Thank you.
That's okay. He told me I was driving. So, back in 7th grade, okay, to be honest, I'm pregnant, so emotional, so bear with me. In 7th grade, I remember playing the flute, and I remember seeing this girl who was first chair. Oh, she was so good. And I just kept thinking, man, if I could just be as good as her, I'd actually sound decent. Maybe my family won't listen to me. And towards the end of the year, we were doing like a kind of like extra tutoring kind of thing for flutes for those who wanted to just get that extra help. And that was actually where I got to know the person that was so good at the flute, Paige. And in 8th grade, we started getting closer, and I found that I finally had somebody who was as goofy and dorky as me, and that wasn't going to judge me for the little quirks that I've got. I remember having lightsaber wars with you. Very fun times. I remember all the fun sleepovers we had at your house, at my house. I remember just thinking how blessed I was to have you for a best friend, because you were the one person who went with me when my grandma was in rehab. You were there for me when I found out I was pregnant with Jalen, and you went with me since he couldn't go with me to the doctor's appointment. You were there for me when my great-grandma was passing away. You've just always been there for me no matter what I needed. I always knew if I needed somebody to talk to about anything, that you were always there, no matter what time of day it was. Because let's be honest, there have been some late night phone calls because something just hit that day and I just needed somebody to talk to. Daniel, you have no idea what a wonderful person you're marrying. I remember thinking, man, maybe there's just not anybody out there good enough for Paige, because I mean, like, every guy I saw that was interested in her, she was just like, I'm not really feeling it with them. And I just thought, you know, maybe, I don't know. And then you came into her life. And all of a sudden, it was like, I finally saw somebody who made her just light up, that connected with her, that had that fun bond that me and her always had. Somebody that really cherished her and that really could just be what she needed. And I hated having to move away, but it just warms my heart to see that you've got Daniel, who will always be there for you. Even if I'm 10 hours away, you've got him there for you. So I'm so happy both of you have found each other, and I wish you both many, many years of happiness and love and joy. To Paige and Daniel.
Hey. So I am related to Daniel. I get asked occasionally, and by occasionally, I mean 42 times my freshman year in college, because I kept a list of all the times that I was asked there were 2 times that I was asked if I was Daniel. Like, someone came up to me and was like, "Daniel, how's it going?" I'm not Daniel. Thanks. And yeah, and then I was roommates with Paige for 2 years, so I've been one of the few who's had the privilege to be roommates with both. And y'all will get to enjoy that privilege soon too. And Paige came around. I met Paige a long time ago, like 2013 or something, like really soon to when I met Alexis. And at the time, sort of growing up, no, you don't. I do have a sister somewhere, but growing up, you don't really want a sister growing up, because their sisters and brothers are lame and all that. And then by the time I kind of wanted a sister, she was off in Nashville, and I was like, oh, that kind of stinks, because now I wish I would have invested more in some of those sisterly things when you spend so much of the time like poking at each other and whatnot. And so that's around the time when Paige came into the picture, and has sort of been like a second sister for the years. And that's been very meaningful, both for me and for Alexis, because I really appreciate consistency and quality time, and 8 years or whatever is very quality time. I have very few friends that have been around that long, and we've had lots of camping trips and late nights and stuff. So I'm glad that you'll be my official sister now. And then I feel like I wrote some things down about Daniel. Well, Braden was sharing about the list, a good list idea that I have that someone gave me, was you make a list of times that she's been there for you, because it's easy to forget when you're mad and be like, she never does this, she never does this, and it's like, no, she does a lot, you're just not remembering. So keeping a list has been helpful for me. And and then everyone asked if I was Daniel's brother, because Daniel is so flamboyant's probably not the right word. He's peppy. And so everyone knew him, and it was good to have shoes to fill, so to speak. Because I mean, of course, David set a great example, but he was just a different age range, and so people didn't make the connection between us. But then just knowing your reputation among people, I always felt like I literally had shoes to fill in every stage of life. Just like, okay, I have a good example, and I can always, follow someone who's been to the same school and been through the same groups and all of that. And not everyone has the privilege to have a big brother who's a good example like that. And so that's always been very meaningful to me. The coffee story is another thing I very much value about Daniel is his the objectivity and subjectivity and like getting opinions on things. Because one time I didn't want to, there was some lukewarm coffee and I didn't want to microwave it, and so I put it on the stove instead to heat it up, and he was like, what's up with that? And I was like, it tastes funny when you microwave it. And he's like, let's do a test. And so he poured some in 2 cups and, you know, microwaved one and heated up the other on the stove, and had me try both, and I couldn't tell the difference. And you know, that's just the kind of personality he is, of like trying things, and I think it's really, really valuable to, you know, that's a small thing, but there's a lot of things where we think we know more than we do, and to actually just test things and to ask questions, and I've always been a question asker, so he's always been a good contender to just question back and forth and have a good conversation. Yeah, so, and then since y'all met, I've definitely noticed a big difference in both of y'all. Like Paige was partially because COVID life, everyone's kind of doing less, but just when y'all started getting together, Paige has always been incredibly creative and musical, and Haley's, I think, senior recital piece for piano, Paige just sat down and like sight read one time, and I do not understand how that's even possible, but it's been, I know you've in past years sometimes you felt less confident or like how to go about doing things, and it seems like Daniel's really been good for you to like pull you out of your shell and try more things, and same for Daniel. Daniel's been even more peppy, which is even more flamboyant, if it can even be possible. And so I'm just excited to see where y'all both take each other over the years, because just even on the drive here, Lex and I were talking about, like, yeah, they really bring out a lot in one another, and just thinking about the trajectory of that over the next 10 years or whatever, and however long. And so it's, I'm just really thankful for both of y'all, and excited that you'll be a part of our family. So I guess I don't know where my toast thing went.
Okay, hi, my name is Caroline, and I'm one of Paige's good friends. Also, I want to say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Tabernero. I haven't gotten to say hi to you yet. So Paige and I met freshman year of college in our dorm, and we became fast friends. Also with Emily, we were all in Pomper together. We then chose to live together the next 2 years, one of which was sharing a single dorm room. That being said, I've seen Paige up close and personal, and can tell you, Daniel, that you found a good one. Paige is one of my best friends throughout our college years, and we had so many good memories. Hiking, walking around Fayetteville, studying, singing and making music together, dance parties, choir concerts, farmers market, our version of camping, and hanging out with international students. One of my favorite memories of Paige is when we took 6 international students to hike at Devil's Den, and then borrowed a friend's huge van to get there. For some reason, I was driving and I accidentally drove down a narrow parking lot, so we had to back all the way up the hill to get out. And as the driver, I didn't feel good about it. As I attempted to back up, all of the girls in the car began to, in sync, shout, "Go left, right, up," and encouragement in their various accents. I just remember Paige and I laughing so hard. And yes, we did make it up the hill. Paige, you are always so kind, easygoing, and up for any adventure. It was always so easy to get along with you, and we had fun no matter what we were doing. During college, we were both single and content with that, so we got to have a lot of fun together. Now it is so sweet to see you have found your man and can keep being your amazing self with him alongside you as a partner in life. Marriage has been very challenging, but very sweet and fulfilling for my husband and I, and we hope and pray the same for you too. So cheers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Cheers.
You're welcome.
All clothes are out here. Thanks for coming, guys. Oh my gosh. Holy crap.
Oh my gosh.
Mine's just kind of short. Appreciate you guys for coming out. I really appreciate all the people that shared all your different toasts. That was really meaningful. It's like I wish stuff like this could happen more often. I've been getting into playing at the bachelor party and last night or the other night with my brothers that I learned from Paige a game of truth or truth, which is really fun because then you just have no options other than just like have deep conversations and to tell the truth about it. And so like I wish stuff like that would happen more, and stuff like toast and like telling people what they mean to you and telling good stories. So it's always great to have an event like this to hear that. And it's all coming one way pretty much towards me and Paige, so I wish I could give it all back out to you. Maybe I'll do that over the next 24 hours or whatever, just try to tell each of you what you mean to me. But you guys are all mine and Paige's closest people in life, family and friends, and so I'm just really glad that you guys are here. You've had a profound impact on me and or on Paige, and a lot on both. So we're just really glad that all of you guys are here celebrating with us here at the rehearsal dinner, and glad that for all you did to help put this together and help make us who we are, to make us be the perfect people for each other. So thank you guys for being here. And toast. Oh, Mom made sure I'd said that. There's dessert! So we can all start eating dessert now too. If you hadn't drank enough sugar by now, there's more sugar over there. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.